Hey, welcome, y'all. This is the village hidden the Skreets. We are the Black Flames. I am Dr. Griffs.
My name is Black All Might, and welcome to our podcast. This is the very first episode of our actual podcast we're doing. Oh my gosh, man, this is actually pretty exciting. We've been experimenting a little bit we've been talking for a little bit, trying to determine how to actually get into it, because I always knew that me personally, and we also talked off camera before about this, but I kind of want those that are sitting at home to kind of get an idea of like why we're starting this podcast, what is our ambitions for this podcast, and our ambitions for our own personal channels that we have on YouTube and over social media, and just kind of talking about like why we wanted to do this podcast in the first place. So like Dr. Griffs was mentioning, we are the village hidden in the Skreets, and his name is Dr. Griffs. You could also find him on YouTube and on Instagram under Dr. Griffs, right? Yeah. And my name is Black All Might. You can find me on YouTube and on Instagram under Black All Might as well. And let's get into a little bit about, why we wanted to start this podcast in the first place. Do you want to take it away, bro?
Yeah. So I think we met in college. We went to the same college, and a couple of years ago, Black On Light had like we both watched YouTube. We were watching YouTube for all our lives, or ever since we had internet.
Yeah.
And there's people like MKBHD, there's your average consumer, there's all these like YouTube pioneers that we'd watch individually. And I remember a couple of years ago, there was one night where Black All Might invited me and some of his friends.
Oh my god!
So showing, and it was like he was announcing that he's creating his own YouTube channel.
That's wild. At that moment,
it clicked. I was like, "Yo!" I mean, we always saw YouTubers, but one of us would try to do it. Like you think about being a lawyer, you think about being a doctor, no one shows you the path to becoming a YouTuber. So for me, Black On Might was the first person I know in my immediate circle who actually embraced that path. So he started his channel and his journey. I guess we can talk about that. But that definitely helped inspire me to start eventually pushing out content on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I remember that day. That was it's so cringy looking back. I forget, was it like, I don't even remember the video. I feel like it was like a skating kind of video. Like I remember like putting music and everything. It's crazy how actually I did like, hey guys, I have a whole world premiere. Come through to my dorm room, sit down on the couch, have some snacks, and I'm gonna showcase everything. I remember what I was wearing. I was wearing this red sweater that did not look good on me at the time. And it was interesting because my start to get into YouTube kind of came from like multiple different people. So I first got into I really started getting into like YouTube in terms of Casey Neistat. So I would watch him like on a regular schmegular basis. He was one of the first YouTubers I would watch all the time. And I would be like, yo, this guy is just... I remember looking at him, he was 35 at the time, and I remember looking at him and his lifestyle and what he was portraying as, whoa, I thought once you hit 35, or once you start getting to your 30s, you gotta start acting like an adult. And so in my head, I perceived what it meant to act like an adult. And he was kind of just a grown-up kid, he still had like a fit, very lean body. He was out here riding on electric skateboards, just going around the city, recording his life and everything. And at the time, I didn't think about the logistics, the finances part of it, in terms of how he was able to finance his lifestyle, which was the videos he was making. But I just saw like how he turned his life into like these funny, cool short films that always had like some kind of meaning or some kind of message behind it. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And then one of my roommates at the time, he found a way to get Premiere Pro, and he was like, hey bro, do you want it? And I was like, nah, I'm good. I was like, I'm not really thinking of doing YouTube and everything at the time. And for some reason, something compelled me. I was outside. I was skateboarding with the boys in my dorm, and I just decided to take out my my phone and just started recording everything. And so I had a bunch of these clips of us just having this fun, cool time. And I was in the Casey Neistat mindset where I was just putting these video cameras down, where I had like, I would put my phone, I remember I put my phone up against like someone's tire, someone's car tire outside, just to get a particular shot of me just like sitting down on my, like in a meditative stance on my skateboard, just to roll past it. And that's when I started getting into the feel of like, oh man, I actually like this thing. I like recording and sharing what's going on. And so then I got Windows, what's it called? The Windows Free Movie Maker. And I just edited my first video, and then I was just like, I actually made something. And so then got Premiere, and then started experimenting with different photo editing softwares, and then started making YouTube videos. And from there it kind of evolved for me from just vlogging generally, but because a big part of my life even now is like anime and nerd culture, I started talking about that and talking about like how anime affects me and like my life and like how I see things. And yeah, and I remember always talking to like Dr. Griffs. Dr. Griffs at the time was always one of the boys that like I always felt comfortable just talking about life in general with, but also talking about like anime and nerdy stuff with. And I just remember the conversations just being so great and fulfilling for me. And that was one of my kind of like sub quests I kind of had when going to college, was because back in like high school and middle school, it was I never really had a group of people that I felt super comfortable talking about anime or nerdy stuff with. But it was until I got to college that I saw that everyone was just a lot more free to talk about everything in their life. And I was just like, just talk about anime, you know? And it's like you were one of the first people that was like down to just talk about anime with. We would have different discussions about like, Naruto, because that's one of the animes that we both like connect over with. And it was just a great time. And so the idea of starting a podcast with you was always something that like percolated. Is that a word? Percolated in my brain.
It is for this channel.
It is for this. It was always running around in my brain in terms of like, it would be lit to have a convo situation with you about anime and about life and like how that connects. And now we're here making it. We both have our own independent channels. Dr. Griff's channel is Dr. Griffs, and my channel is Black All Might. There is another channel called Black All Might right now, so I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to stick and keep my name, or if I'm just going to overpower his, on some like anime, I'm a accomplish this and overcome him kind of beat. But right now my channel is mainly me doing live reactions, and I'm also trying to implement a lot more fitness based content on the channel, where to me it's like, I want to be one of those fitness YouTubers like Jax Blaze and Goku Flex and even Tyrone Beckon sometimes, where I do anime themed workout videos. So right now I'm focusing a lot more on anime live reactions, general discussion videos on anime, anime fitness videos, and also one of the series I am very focused on, if you can see right up here, is All Might. So of course, Black All Might, My Hero Academia is one of those series that I spend a little bit more time focusing on, where I'll do like chapter reviews and anime discussion videos on my channel. So that's my channel. Dr. Griffs, give a like elevator pitch or brief synopsis, or however long synopsis you want to give on like your channel and like your social media presence and development.
Okay. Yeah, so I started DJing. Well, Dr. Griffs was created when I graduated from high school. So I was getting a senior hoodie. I think it's actually on this chair right here. And I was asked like what I want to put on my senior hoodie. And I'm from the Bronx, so I'm gonna put the Griffs. But then I was like, hey, I'm going to college. I should be a bit more professional. So I put, doctor, because I want Dr. Griffs. But that's how Dr. Griffs' name was created. And I got to college. I stumbled. Someone asked me, like, yo, you heard about DJing? And I was like, what? So I started DJing, fast forward a couple months to years and everything. And I became known for DJing. And I was, DJing a lot of different events. So I also, in that time, started to figure like, yo, it'd be cool if I start developing my own music. And I realized I sucked at doing it. A lot of my initial beats or sounds was trash. You know what I'm saying? But DJing was much more lucrative for me, so I would invest the time that I would make for practicing with the music, making music, to DJing, learning how to like mix properly and everything like that. So fast forward to about 2020 or so, DJing gets stripped from me. You know what I'm saying? There's no social distancing. Well, there is social distancing, so I can't really DJ.
No social distancing.
There's a whole lot of social distancing.
Yes.
So I'm not allowed to DJ, and it kind of puts me in perspective.
Mask on.
Mask on, all of that, covering the face. So that I'm not able to DJ, and that's what Dr. Griffs is known for like the last 7 years. So I took that year to kind of pivot and learn how to start creating music, because I'm like, I can't party right now. And it was cool being in a situation where I could kind of reinvent myself. You know what I'm saying? Because Dr. Griffs is known for DJing, but I'm like, yo, I'm more than that. Like, I I was the president of organizations. I was kind of into photography. So like last year, I really started just pushing out a whole lot of different remixes, a lot of different sounds, and everything like that. And it's still kind of trash, but they're getting better.
Yeah.
With each attempt. So in 2020, once I realized that I lost 3 streams of income: my DJing, my substitute teaching. That is down to 1. I realized I want to put myself in a predicament where I could kind of make my own income. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't really have to rely on someone else or something else to sort of happen. So I definitely started pushing my channel a lot more. And in 2020, I made a lot of progress on my YouTube channel. I was probably in like 100 subscribers. And now I come to 93, you know what I'm saying? I'm slowly getting up there. And I always just been looking at Black All Might and seeing how much he's progressed. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna catch up to you. You gotta make this difficult.
Yo.
He's about double mine and some change right now. But steps, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, steps.
That's kind of where I am in terms of my journey.
Yeah, I will say Dr. Griffs is eternally my rival. He's one of those people. He's one of those rare people. He's one of those rare people on the planet. Maybe we'll have like another podcast team talking about rivals, like rivals in anime. I think that'd be cool. But he's one of those rare people that I'm like, his view on progression in life is very in line with like how I see progression in life, in terms of gotta keep climbing, and it just keeps a fuel in the fire for me and stuff. And I think one of the things I really like enjoy about your progression is that, at least in my head, it feels like a very smooth progression from like going from a DJ, which typically a DJ's job, and correct me if I'm wrong, DJ's job is to take music that other people have created and find ways to make them flow cohesively so that it works within a celebration or a party setting, right? And so now you're making the skill tree advancement to creating your own music, right? Do you think that's like a smooth progression for you, or was it like something that like, oh, it's totally different than what you've been working on so far?
Okay, so I don't know if you can hear that in the background.
A little bit.
My landlord or somebody came in to start.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
They're finally taking taking care of the place.
We are a unprofessional professional podcast.
Yeah, this is real life.
Yeah,
I'm in the streets.
In the streets.
Yeah, so yeah, I feel like a DJ. There's a couple different paths of progression for a DJ. You could be like, you could acquire other DJs, so you're not DJing everything. You know, you just say like, oh, I want Tyrone to DJ this event. I want Mark to DJ that one. And, you know, DJ money is on that thing. But okay. I will just be the one that coordinates other DJs.
Interesting.
That's one path. And it could be a lucrative path, but I don't want to manage other people, and also don't want other people representing my brand. You know
got you.
I want Dr. Griffs to be his own entity. So that path, and there's a path I'm trying to go on now where I'm creating my own content. I was DJing at an event, and there's a headlining act, and I was an opening act, and I was wondering like, what's separating me from being the headliner? And I was like, well, people see me as just a DJ and not an artist, but I don't have my own content. So once that happened, I started pushing to make my own content.
That's dope. And you're getting better at making your content too. I see you push out content very, very consistently on your channel and stuff. Okay, so that is who we are in terms of our social media presence in a nutshell. You know, we're trying to grow out here, and right now, currently, I have 600 subscribers at the recording of this video, so about 600 and something, and Dr. Griffs has close to 300 right now. And so I think there's a little bit of an illusion when it comes to like YouTube, especially if you're just a pure consumer of it. It really does take time to grind and develop out here. You know, like sometimes the algorithm can give the illusion that people just out the bait have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and when you see them pop up, but actually if you go back to the timeline of most of these people's channels, is years of just uploading videos without much growth and stuff like that. So right now we're just in the process of just being trying to be consistent with the work we're putting out, and just trying to have fun with it and create content that we feel that you guys on the other side of the screen would enjoy and, you know, appreciate in your life, you know. Okay. so getting into the meat and potatoes of today's podcast, we're going to be talking about the concept of ambition. And mainly when we look at anime and like what characters and what themes and concepts scream out ambition for us, and like how does that look for different characters and how we can take that for our lives. So just to go into what ambition means based on what when I just Googled ambition, it means a strong desire to do or to achieve something, typically requiring determination and hard work. Another one is desire and determination to achieve success. So basically, with that definition, how I take ambition in terms of my life is I think about it in terms of what I truly want to achieve, and really on what I truly want to achieve, not necessarily on what other people want me to achieve. You know, like sometimes we can get influenced by parents or people around us telling us, oh, this is what you should pursue, or this is what you should do, or this is what you're good at, so you should do that, right? And I think sometimes it has very positive intentions behind it, and sometimes it has very negative intentions behind it. But the idea for ambition for me is, what is it that you as a person truly want from your life? You know, some people's ambitions is to be the best at League of Legends. Some people's ambitions is to be one of the top people in a particular field. But I think it's ultimately about what your ambition is. So my ambitions for my channel is to create content that like I can look back on like hundreds of times and still find enjoyment from. And, you know, objectively, I would like to build my subscriber base to like 1 million, and I would like to provide content and quality content that is appropriate for that number. And I just have multiple different ambitions I kind of have for my personal life and my personal growth. But for me, ambition is the idea of like finding that thing inside you that you truly want, not necessarily what other people want for you, but what you truly want, and pursuing that with everything that you got and everything that you can obtain. So that is my personal bias towards ambition. Dr. Griffs, you have anything to add to that?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I just put the headphones in because, like I said, they're cutting grass or leaves near me.
Yeah.
So, in terms of my ambition, I think I had a singular goal for, like, so I had an experience where I was able to go to Mali, Africa, to go to school. The area in Mali that I was at was extremely impoverished. There was there's no running water, there's no electricity. And this is me coming from the Bronx, where I've seen poverty. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like to be poor, but I hadn't seen malnutrition.
Oh, doctor.
I hadn't seen people.
Oh, doctor. Yeah, you might want to. Your video is lagging a little bit, so you might want to change to the other one.
Okay, I'm gonna switch to. Thanks for. Can you see me?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Good see you.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've been to Mali, and like I've seen poverty or malnutrition on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
There's people living inside huts, and there's no electricity, no bathrooms or anything like that. And in that area, Mali, I was in, and that kind of like opened my eyes that there's levels to this. So I was coming from an area where I would see people throw their textbooks at people for fun and everything like that.
Wow.
But when I was in Mali, I had like a translation guide from like Bambara, I think that was the language that they were speaking, to English, and it was like a little pamphlet, and there was like 10 people that huddled around it to read it because they valued it so much. It's like this means hello, da da da. So seeing that juxtaposition, it kind of opened my eyes, and I was like, yo, I want to do this type of work for the rest of my life. I was with this non-profit called Build On, and I was like, well, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I need to get paid. So I was like, what if I had enough money that I could do this without being paid? So my ambitions from there on, I was like, I'd be millionaire by 27 and billionaire by 35, so I could, help out in the Bronx, because that's where I'm initially from. Buy my mom a condo, a Jag. She doesn't have a license, but she always mentioned she wanted a condo and a Jaguar.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could do this stuff for her, and then start trickling down to like my neighborhood in the Bronx, my high school, elementary school, and then to other communities that need money. So that was my main ambition for life for a while now.
And it's also very possible to have like multiple ambitions, right? I guess when people think of like the word ambition is like what is your main thing? What is the main quest? Because I guess we could have side quests in life, but like what's the main quest? And so I think that's very like that'd be considered philanthropy, right? That'd be considered philanthropy.
Yeah, I think during my interview for the college, the guy asked me, my interviewer, he asked me like, hey, what do you want to do when you grow? And I was like, I want to be a philanthropist. And he was like, huh? I was like, yeah, the person that makes a lot of money and give it away. And I think maybe that question or that answer stuck with him, and I got to that college, so I guess it worked.
True.
My grades weren't hitting.
It's funny because like I remember my same interview, and I think, see, this is how much of a weeboo I am. I think I actually brought up anime. I brought up anime in the conversation. I don't remember what I was, but it was whatever I was watching at that time. I don't remember what it was, but like how my brain works is like if I get into an anime, my brain thinks about that anime all the time, and like I'm thinking about what's the lessons of that anime, and I'm like just walking through life like, oh man, that happened there. Like I was watching an anime, I forget the name of it, oh my gosh, bro. But this anime, it had like 3 to 4 episodes, just focused on what it's like to be homeless in Japan. And I'm like, That's crazy. It's like you follow the life of someone that's homeless in Japan, which it's rough, but it's not as rough as other places to be homeless. Like, it seems like there's a lot of like resources and like things that like people that are homeless in that area of Japan that the anime was referencing to, that they can like live a comfortable life. But I always like taking concepts from anime. It's just something I just do. It's like I just absorb it, and I'm like, I'm out here just moving like the main character of the anime, or I'm like seeing the world from the concepts that the creator was doing, because anime be going deep, you know. It's like anime and manga be going deep in terms of references and stuff. But I just remember from that interview, I brought up anime, and I'm just like, that's crazy how I got into the school. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we're about the same age, and I think Naruto was the main anime that was the king at that time. I mean, I know they say the big three: One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. I mean, to me, Bleach had cool art, but there's like no words on the pages. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, true.
One Piece to me just had too many words. I ain't gonna hold you. It's like a whole dissertation on each page. And Naruto had a nice medium. Know what I'm saying?
Okay, I hear you.
So off of that alone, I've kind of like Naruto more. You know what I'm saying? And Bleach, like the fight scenes for Bleach to me were basic. There's a slash of a sword.
Yeah, that's true.
Sword, magic, or Ryetsu. But it's basically a slash of a sword. There's some strategy in Bleach, but it ain't that. Know what I'm saying?
Okay. Do not.
Why should Bleach fight compare Naruto? Okay.
That's true.
He's probably gonna get super that. Okay.
That's true. I'll say if you're looking at fight scenes, okay, this is total side note. But if you're looking at fight scenes, I think Naruto, especially for the time, is like, if any new animes coming out right now, they gotta look towards Naruto in terms of fight scenes. If they want to be the best of fight scenes, you gotta look towards Naruto. But I think if you want to look towards creativity in terms of battle, you gotta look towards One Piece. And I already know a few people about to be mad at me, but it's like, you know, Bleach was a great anime, but it didn't slap, you know, it didn't slap, you know.
All it did was slash. That's all it did. Everybody
Getsugo Tencho!
Barely even a stab. It was just slash, and occasionally a stab. That's a fight.
That's true. It's like, I think they tried their best. I think the creator tried his best by making it versatile, by adding the concepts that the Zanpakutos change shape and like change their abilities and stuff like that. But it always did come down to that. It always did come down to that high speed. I'm gonna try to cut you first kind of movement.
Dragon Ball Z with swords. That's what it was.
Dragon Ball Z with swords, bro. Okay.
That's what it was.
Well,
that's what the fight scene.
Well,
yeah. I was talking about, you know, Naruto being the main manga anime at the time, because I remember like I'd read a lot of I'd wait till Wednesday night 3 a.m. or Thursday morning 3 a.m. to read the latest manga, and watching Naruto would help me get through the weeks. Like the manga release for Naruto for me was like an extra Friday. You know what I'm saying? You look forward to the weekend. That's how much I would look forward to that manga release. And you know, you can probably see Itachi in the background right here. Bam actually got me that poster because Itachi is one of my favorite characters. Like the ambition of Itachi was just so unique to me. Like, okay, Naruto wants to be the Hokage. That's a pretty simple, like, shonen formula.
Yeah.
The main character wanting to be the best of whatever is in that universe. You know
Yes.
And I think Itachi, his was just so convoluted.
Yeah.
His path to getting there so convoluted.
Yeah.
It always just like, I mean, I'd want a brother like Itachi. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so,
I'm the younger one, so
I'm sorry.
I don't know what Itachi would have done if he had two siblings. I think that'd be a crazy.
I think he would go for the one that's the youngest. He'll be like, all right, whoever's the youngest, we're born on the same day. But like, who came out first though?
Identical twins or triplets. He'd be like,
Who came out first? Who came out first to get Bob?
Kishimoto with the smart route is making him one sibling. That's really the smart route doing that.
Yeah, like, yeah. So actually, So before we get into Itachi, because I feel like you know about the character a lot more than me, but I want to dive deep into that because like you were saying, his ambitions was just so convoluted. It just like is like in my head, I know it makes sense. I just don't understand how it made sense. But before we get into Itachi, because that's a hard what's the word, nut to crack, I guess.
Yeah, he's a complex character.
Yeah,
for sure.
Even I like the ambition of Naruto. I think it's a good starter ambition. Because I think it definitely roots selfishly. You know, when you first remember like watching Naruto and you remember seeing him on that swing, just swinging by himself with like no friends or anything like that, it's like his ambition to become Hokage comes from, to me, in my opinion, a very relatable place of like very self-centeredness, being like, nobody in this village respects me, nobody in this village loves me or like really sees me as one of their own. So I'm going to make everybody in this village, not out of hatred, but like I'm going to make everybody in this village recognize me and respect me and potentially even love me. And so we could be arguing for the fact that Naruto was actually really out here trying to seek love from more people, and like we see that in his journey as, you know, one of the first people that he felt actually respected him on some low-key type stuff was Sasuke, and who he saw that respect and that friendship as like a form of like affirmation that, oh, his existence counts, affirmation that, oh, he lives in this world. And so that's maybe why for the entire series he pushed so hard to save Sasuke, because that was the very first person that acknowledged him as like a person of value to their life, in whatever form that is, a person of value. So I think the ambition for Naruto is like, it's like, hey, I want to be Hokage. It's like, I don't think it's as simple as like, I wanted to be the best, like Ash Ketchum type stuff, like I want to be the best that ever was. But I think it was more like coming from a place of, I want people to acknowledge me. And so in order to assure that people are going to acknowledge me, respect me, and potentially even love me, Hokage seems to be a great spot to end off at. Like, if I can become Hokage, it means that everybody in the village respects me and sees me as a person that they can trust and will protect them in their lives and stuff like that.
I hear that. Was Sasuke really the first person to respect him?
The actual first person would be Iruka. Oh, was it because I know why was Iruka first motivated to help Naruto? Was it because he wanted to keep him under wraps and just in case, because Iruka's family died. Died.
9 till 5.
Mm-hmm. So I think the first thing with Iruka was, I want to make sure that my parents didn't die in vain, so I'm going to be always on top of this kid, making sure that he doesn't like wild out or go crazy with the nine-tailed fox, right?
I think initially Iruka was like, yo, I was like, F them kids.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't like Naruto. Initially. And Naruto, you know, was out here crying like, yo, even you give me that same look that everyone else in the village gives me. And he ran away, and Kakashi rolled up on Iruka, and Kakashi was like, yo, man, because I think I just seen this video recently. Yeah. Iruka was sitting on like a bench, and Kakashi just happened to be in a tree above the bench, and Iruka was sad, like, man. And Kakashi was like, hey, what's up? Yeah, I see you're sad. Iruka's like, oh my god, Kakashi Sensei. Iruka was like, yeah, I have this kid, Naruto, he's in my class. You know, he's just a kid, but he has a fox with him. And the fox killed my parents, so like, I'm kind of conflicted because I'm like, yo, I hate him because, you know, he has a fox with him. And Kakashi, you know, reading his book. Yes.
His literature. His literature,
you know, with the little bunnies on it and everything like that. And Kakashi's like, I hear what you're saying, man, but like, that's a whole kid. That's a whole kid. Like, yo, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And Ruka's like, dang, you right. And Kakashi's like, yo, weren't you an orphan? And Ruka's like, yeah. He said, ain't Naruto an orphan? And Ruka's like, you right, man. You right.
Yeah.
Naruto, he's just like me. My bad, yo. So Iruka came to class the next day, and Naruto was gone. That was the first day Naruto was absent. You know what I'm saying? He gets a free lunch from school and everything. Like, yo, why is he not here? And then, you know, he overhears some kids saying, yeah, we got Naruto going to the minefield, or like some enemy battlefield or anything. So Iruka then was like, hey, everybody stay in the classroom. He ran off to go find Naruto.
Yeah.
I think that wasn't the first episode. I think that was like a flashback later on.
Oh, okay.
Naruto got close. But that was like the first interaction, canon-wise. The first kind of like vibe with Naruto.
Got it.
But the first episode, it showed like Naruto. Iruka could take that giant windmill to the back. Everything like that. Yeah,
that's what I remember. So okay, so you're saying that what you just described wasn't in the first episode, it was like a more of a flashback.
No.
Oh, okay.
It was like a flashback after the series break started.
Because I always remember the hate Iruka had for Naruto because of the Nine-Tailed Fox, but I never remembered the transition from I hate this kid to, you know, let me look after this kid. You know, let me be a mentor figure.
Kakashi pulled up on him and was like, "Hey, man, y'all are both orphans, so like, you should understand what Naruto's going through. Come on, man. He's just a kid. He didn't kill your family. The fox did."
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you right. That is what happened.
Do you think like in the later part of the series, like into Boruto now, do you think that Naruto ever lets the Nine-Tailed Fox out just to like walk around and talk and be like, "Hey guys, I
think Kurama is just cool with being inside that giant cage. I guess like he's just, well, I guess the cage is open now, right?
Yeah, he must be walk around like Naruto's like mind and soul and stuff like that now, like just existing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't know if I would ever, if I was a Nine-Tailed Fox or any tailed beast, I'd be like, hey bro, you cool and everything, I'll stay with you, but anytime I see you about to on the verge of death, I'm dipping, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll stay with you because you cool beans and everything. You a great roommate or whatever. But if I see your heartbeat about to stop, I'm gonna have to exit.
Like, I do question how often the Nine-Tailed Fox is with Naruto. Like, is he with him when he's in the bathroom? Is he with him when Boruto was born? Like, when does Kurama kind of like dip out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like, well, Kurama would be a little different because Kurama was there day one, like fresh out the womb, you know, when it comes to like Naruto and everything. So I feel like he's like, yeah, I've been around this kid when he poops and everything, when he's out here using the bathroom, and like when he's out here eating ramen. So, you know, whatever.
I think what drew Naruto to Sasuke was he probably heard that, you know, the Uchihas were killed, and Sasuke was probably like the only other orphan in the league. Because Rock Lee was a year ahead of them, right?
Yeah.
It seemed like Rock Lee kind of just exists. So
Mike Guy is Rock Lee's father, confirmed. I don't care, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Rock Lee kind of just existed, but he was a year older than Naruto, so he didn't really know Rock Lee like that.
Yeah.
So
wait,
he looked around.
In canon, Rock Lee's an orphan?
Well, I'm assuming like there's no league.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see any like reference to Rock Lee's parents. I'm saying Mike Guy was just out here like with the power of youth with these different women. And you know,
that makes sense to me. Yeah, that would make sense because I never see anything about his mom, his dad, or a clan. He's like a 10-10. They don't really have any like family that they mention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Aburame clan, Kiba's the dog clan.
Yeah.
You got the Hyugas. So I think maybe Naruto, what drew him to Sasuke was when he looked around his class year, and not looking at the extras in the background. He just looked at the main characters. You know, Sasuke was one of the only people who was like him, didn't have a family. But Sasuke was also like him, didn't have a family, but all the chicks loved him. He was cool. He could fight. You know, he was best of the class. So I think Naruto saw that. He was like, he's like me, but better than me. I want to be like him, and that made it. Naruto really invested in Sasuke. Now, I would say Shikamaru was a better friend. He was nicer than Naruto.
That's true.
Since day one.
Yeah, that's true.
Him and Shikamaru and Choji was seen like playing with Naruto as kids. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Sasuke
true.
was always confrontational, even as a kid, saying he's a loser. But
I think the difference between Sasuke and Shikamaru, because Shikamaru is very pragmatic, he's very logical. So he's like, yo, Naruto's not a threat. I've known this kid my whole life. He good peoples. But I think the difference is that whenever Shikamaru and Choji's parents came around, is like they'd be like, yo, stop playing with that kid. They'd be like, alright. Sasuke didn't have that limiter, you know. Sasuke be like, yo, fuck you. But that's coming from me. That's coming from me, not
Gotcha. We allowed to curse. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I might bleep it out.
Gotcha. I think I was back to that flashback I told you about. Shikamaru, he was when they were kids, he was talking to his dad like, hey, why is everyone kind of like avoiding Naruto?
Yeah.
Dad was like, hey, do you have a problem with him? And Shikamaru was like, I mean, he's an idiot, but I have no real problem with him. And he was like, yo, you make up. Shikamaru's dad was like, yo, you make up whatever relationship you want with him. I think Shikamaru's dad, was like one of the few adults that was kind of just like,
I see a kid.
He is.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is. I guess Kakashi was like that too, but Kakashi is a jerk in a way. You know what I'm saying? He taught Naruto for years. Did not mention that, yo, I know your dad, I know your mom. Naruto out here drinking spoiled milk. Kakashi just watching like, oh wow, that's
yeah.
I feel iffy about Kakashi, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
He changed the milk a couple times, but like for the most part, Kakashi was like, hey, ain't my child.
That's crazy. Out of the two, he respected Naruto's dad too. He's like,
yeah, that was his teacher.
He's like, man, that's tough. Yo, that was his whole teacher, and your teacher's son is out here drinking spoiled milk and a cup noodle ramen, and you're just out there like, yeah, he'll be alright. Bill's character.
And crazy thing, you saw when Kakashi was a kid, he was out here catching fish, cooking fish. Kakashi could cook.
Yeah.
But Kakashi could have made this guy some homemade meals, and Naruto would have appreciated that. But Kakashi was out here reading his book, like, dang, you need some parents in your life. Kakashi was an orphan too. I guess Kakashi was like, hey, I didn't get no help, so you be alright. Yeah. Maybe that's what Kakashi thought. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I think Kakashi was a little too busy with this other stuff, man. But I like the fact you brought up Sasuke, because I do want to talk a little bit about Sasuke, and then we could get into like Itachi. Sasuke's motivations to me was kind of tier 1, kind of trash motivations, to be honest with me. It's like it made sense. But it was kind of one of those motivations that I just felt was kind of like standard. I want to get revenge for my clan. You know, it just came from like this very like level 1 feeling. Not like there wasn't any depth to it. It's like I'm angry that my family died. Period. You know, it's like period on it. And then also like he did mention when Kakashi was asking everybody like, hey, what's everybody's goals? What do you guys want to do in terms of being ninjas? And then Sasuke was like, there's a very particular certain somebody that I'm going to kill. And after that, I will rebuild my clan. Now, fast forward, Sasuke didn't. What rebuilding of his clan did he do? Have one kid? One kid?
Birthed a daughter.
One kid?
Theoretically, I see what you're saying.
Yo, if I was Sasuke and I'm like out here trying to rebuild my clan, I can't just do that with one kid.
You've been like Aang.
Yo,
like Aang for Avatar.
At least I need some population. I need some ability to I need to affect the variables so that I have enough people out here ready to rebuild the Sharingan and rebuild the clan and everything. You can't just do that with one kid.
I agree.
Son, Sarada.
To talk about Sasuke's ambition, I feel like it's basic, but it's realistic. You know what I'm saying? I think because Naruto was I feel like Naruto was a generation, right? I feel like that ambition, or he kind of creates a template. That Sasuke revenge template. I know Kurapika kind of had a revenge template from Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
I feel like because we're 8 years or 10 years after Naruto ended, we kind of look back at it and it's like, oh, that's basic. You know what I'm saying?
Like we've seen more in-depth ones before.
Yeah, or we've seen more people copy that revenge trope.
Right, that's true.
Maybe at the time it wasn't as basic. And to be fair, it was a deeper revenge story, saying how, Itachi is a man that he was trying to get revenge on. But I feel like Sasuke gets a lot of hate, understandably. But his character is a very realistic character. He was the best in his class, but his father was like, okay, you're not Itachi.
That's true.
And his father never really gave him that acceptance that he wanted, and Itachi never really spent that much time with Sasuke, so he's kind of in a crazy cycle. His teachers are always saying, you're amazing. His dad is like, you're not Itachi. So he goes to Itachi, and Itachi's like, I'll see you later. Sasuke was doing his best to catch up to Itachi. And then by the time he started making some progress, he learned the fireball jutsu and all this stuff, Itachi kills off his family.
Yeah.
Itachi's like, I never loved you. You're trash. I only keep you alive because you're trash. If you ever want to avenge them, get stronger. So Sasuke is like the man that I was always compared to. My brother killed my family. I was never good enough to be my brother, but my brother killed everybody. You know what I'm saying? At a 8-year-old, that messes you up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that comes back to what I was kind of talking about earlier when talking about the general idea of ambition, is that this is a major warning that, in my opinion, I'm not a psychologist, so I'm not a person that knows anything about that type of stuff, but I don't think it's a good idea to establish your ambitions based on the desires of other people. And I think that's what happened to Sasuke, low-key, because I remember watching the series and just being like, Sasuke, what do you want? And it's especially, and that became way more emphasized once Itachi died. I was just like, all right, what do you want from here? And then he came to the conclusion that I'm going to be Hokage. How does being Hokage help you rebuild your clan? It's almost like he completely forgot about, oh yeah, let me rebuild my clan type thing. So I feel like Naruto's core ambition always stayed true. But Sasuke's core ambition, I never fully, it always felt like it was very malleable to the circumstances he was in, and I think it was almost like he tried to adopt, when Itachi passed away and he tried to figure out why Itachi was doing his thing, why he was doing all this stuff. I think he tried to adopt Itachi's motivation or ambitions, and then it got too many hands were in the pot in terms of what he felt was the right thing to do. Too many like Pain's hands was in the pot. I don't even know if you ever met Pain, but Pain's hands was in the pot. Orochimaru's hands was in the pot, just messing around, mixing ingredients together until he was like, of course, I must become the evil Hokage that instills fear in everybody. And like Naruto was like, since when do you want to be Hokage? Since when? You know, it's like, yo, go make a couple kids with Sakura, call it a day. I don't know what's wrong with you, bro. Like, chill. Right? So that's how I always felt about, like, Sasuke is a good character, you know? He's a good character. I enjoyed watching his progression and his path and everything. And, like, even to the part at the end of, like, the original series, until the original series of Naruto before Shippuden, when he's like, yo, bro, I gotta unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan so I can be powerful enough to defeat Itachi. And that involves me killing my closest friend. I like the fact that even in that moment, he's acknowledging Naruto as, like, his closest friend. And and in order to get power. But it was kind of like a forced acknowledgement. He's like, yeah, this is a prerequisite. This is a prerequisite to my power. I would not have acknowledged you in terms of you being my closest friend any other way, but just so you know, I have to kill you because you are my closest friend in order to lock this power. But overall, in terms of Sasuke's ambitions, is like his core ambition felt super malleable depending on like whatever the circumstances was, where compared to like a character like Naruto, it always came back to that place of like, I just want to be accepted and made feel like my existence holds value to the people around me.
Okay, I see what you're saying, but I think to be fair, Naruto's world like never changed. You know what I'm saying? Naruto's worldview has always been consistent.
Yeah.
And also, I think his goal was similar initially to Itachi's, that it was so outlandish. I want to be Hokage. It's like a very simple goal, like a very out there goal, like saying, I want to be a president, I want to be a billionaire, I want to be a billionaire.
Right,
For
right.
most people, it's not going to happen.
True.
And I think if killing Itachi was that difficult, Sasuke's path, or Sasuke wouldn't have seemed so like finicky. You know what I'm saying? Sasuke's goal was, I want to kill a certain man, I want to kill Itachi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that was as difficult to accomplish as Naruto, then he wouldn't be looking so crazy. But you know, Itachi let himself die in front of Sasuke. So Sasuke hit his goal. He's like, okay, I did my goal, right? And I should be happy now. But then Toby came out of nowhere and changed Sasuke's worldview by saying, Itachi let you kill him. Sasuke's like, what are you talking about? I trained. I
yeah.
Orochimaru, like, I gave him my soul. What are you talking about? Itachi let you kill him. Then Toby's like, that's not it. That's not else. What else happened is Itachi loved you. Itachi tried to kill me. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And Toby was like, and what else happened? Itachi, he actually loved Uchiha.
I don't understand. Yeah.
His whole mind just kept getting destroyed. And then, you know, Toby told him the truth about Itachi. And his whole worldview changed. He said, so wait a minute. The leaf told Itachi to kill Uchiha? Itachi loves me? What?
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
So, you know, he had his goal that he just accomplished, or thought he accomplished.
Yeah.
And he realized that he had the wrong goal in life. So he was like, Itachi caused all my pain because he killed the Uchiha.
Yeah.
But that's not Itachi's fault. It's fault. So I need to get revenge for Itachi and for my pain. So I got to kill the leaf. You know what I'm saying? I got to kill after Danzo.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he kills Danzo, and he kills Danzo, and then he realized that, like, it's not just Danzo that gotta go, because he is part of the leaf, but, you know, there's people like Kakashi, there's people like, because he was with Toby, and he was in, or Obito, he was with Obito in, like, a little restaurant with their hoods on, and people are talking about Itachi like, ha ha ha, he finally died, I wish I would have killed him myself. Sasuke's like, what you just said about my brother?
Yeah.
Obito's like, yo, calm down, they don't know anything about Itachi. Like, you did it a week ago, so I don't know why you just upset.
Yeah.
Sasuke is like, I can't have them slandering my brother's name.
Wow.
All y'all out here laughing. Remember he talking about Kakashi? He's like, I see all y'all laughing at the deaths of my people. So he's like, I gotta change and like take out the Uchiha, take out the leaf. So he, he fights Naruto. He's going blind, and he's like, okay, I'm not strong enough to do this. I took on the Kages. I'm not strong enough to avenge Uchiha. Let me get Itachi's eyes. He gets Itachi's eyes, and the war is happening. You know what I'm saying? He's about to go off, start killing people. He just chopped off Setsu's head, and he's like, okay, I got power now. And the first person he runs into with his newfound power is reanimated Itachi.
Woo! Yeah.
So his timeline was like very, you know what I'm saying? He didn't really get a lot of time to sit there and think. Reanimated Itachi pops up, and he's like, yo, I'm not interested in talking to you right now. And Sasuke's like, what you mean? You spent your whole life doing that, not talking to me.
Yeah.
And now I get a chance to talk to you again, and you're dead, and you still don't want to talk to me? What else? Like, what do I got to do? So, and then he sees, he finally gets to bond with Itachi. Sasuke and Itachi take down Kabuto, and, Itachi says, yes, I know we bonded and everything like that, but this is what actually happened. He showed him his side of the story, showing his parents cry and everything like that, saying, yo, man, take care of Sasuke. You know what I'm saying? Finally sees Itachi's PO. Sasuke sees Itachi spare Kabuto, which was like, yo, Sasuke's like, why would you spare him? And Itachi's like, yo, he's just like me. He tried to change the world. I think that was kind of a stretch. Kabuto wasn't just like Itachi, but whatever. Itachi said it, so I'm letting it rock.
Yeah.
And Itachi's like, yo, whatever you do from now on, I love you. So if you want to go, that meant, if you want to go kill off a leaf, whatever, I understand. I still love you. If you want to have kids, whatever, I understand. I still love you. It was unconditional love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Sasuke finally got the closure he wanted with Itachi. From just trying to kill Leaf, now he's like, wait a minute, I don't know what I want to do with my life.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
So he's like, yo, let's figure out who even started Leaf that like would create Itachi eventually. What happened? You know what I'm saying? So he revives the Hokages, and Hokages were like, listen, we had fights with Uchihas, and we try to create a peaceful world where these kids don't have to be soldiers anymore. But you Uchiha are emotional, and Madara was crazy. Yeah. So we did what we had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how Sasuke came to the conclusion of like, okay, so that's what they meant to be a Hokage. Clearly, what they did as Hokage went on the wrong path. Itachi had to kill off his whole clan. I will be a different type of Hokage. He kind of want to be like a Danzo type Hokage when you think about it.
Yeah.
He wants to be in the dark, and and Danzo's kind of right. I know this a tangent.
Yeah.
Danzo's like, I think the Uchiha had something to do with the nine tail attack.
Yeah. He was right.
But Madara and Obito kind of caused the nine tail attack. So Danzo was right.
Yeah, but Danzo was also on that type of like, it's almost like a
make Konoha great again. Like,
yeah, he was on that. He's like, yo, this one particular person of this skin tone, did this.
I get you.
Yeah,
I get you, but it's not looking good for Uchiha because Danzo was kind of. He was right. It was Uchiha.
And Uchiha did do that. Yes, Uchiha did do that. Yep. Yeah. And I guess based on the information he had, he couldn't be like Madara, did that.
No.
And he couldn't even be like Obito did that, because based on his knowledge, Obito's dead.
And he's a little kid that didn't have power.
Yeah. So Uchiha definitely did that. Based on my analysis, and Uchiha definitely did that. And it can't be Madara. It can't be Obito. There's a lot of Uchihas over here. So
y'all gotta stay over there and not get involved with the Fox. So y'all already done some sick stuff. So y'all gotta stay over here. So like, it's kind
I see it.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Naruto.
Yeah, we cannot argue for the fact. I think we can definitely make a strong argument that Danzo did what he felt was right for the protection of the leaf.
That's all he cared about.
Yeah.
And he went about it in a dark, twisted way. But he's a ninja, and he realized that Hiruzen was too nice, and he was like, Hiruzen's not doing anything. He knows I'm crazy, doing all these experiments, and he's still like, you're my teammate. I ain't gonna do that. He knows Orochimaru is damn a child trafficker, and he's like, I'm not gonna do anything with my student. I'm gonna let you run around and do what you gotta do. So Danzo's like, this guy is too weak, too indecisive to make any type of decision. So I need to make the right decision. Hiruzen had a nerve to tell Itachi, yeah, I ain't know Danzo was gonna do all of that. Good looks with taking out your whole clan, my guy. You're a real one for doing that, but I'm sorry to have that. I ain't know that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Really, Hiruzen? You had no idea. Not inkling a thought that Danzo was gonna try something like that.
True.
Okay.
But it's kind of like a side note of saying that, like, in terms of general population, it's almost like you need a balance of, like, people need to feel like they're going in a positive, upbeat, almost utopian direction, right? They need to feel like society's moving in a positive direction. I feel like Danzo did not have the charisma to be like, hey guys, with his multiple Sharingan arm type thing, be like, hey guys, don't worry, we're making the leaf better. You know, he didn't have that charisma to be like, hey guys, I'm the shining figure. But Danzo and the Anbu Black Ops did do what they had to do so that people could live that life.
Yeah, I think leaders shine in different eras.
Yeah.
I feel like the 7 Hokage with Naruto's 7 Hokage, right?
Yes.
Naruto's 7 Hokage.
No, 8 Hokage. Because
they didn't put Danzo on the thing. So
but remember Kakashi became Hokage.
6.
No, because wait, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th Hokage. Then we had Tsunade, and then we had Kakashi. Yep, you're right. Yep, you're right.
I knew I was right. I was gonna let it rock. But like Naruto, he is powerful.
Yes.
Strong, all that. But I don't know if I'd want him as my Hokage, my president in a wartime atmosphere. Now, he's probably the strongest person on the field, but I feel like there'd be hesitation before he lead us to battle with actual people. Naruto hadn't really on screen killed anybody in the whole show. You know what I'm saying?
Except for Zenitsu.
He damaged Kakuzu, but Kakashi killed him. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Pain killed himself. Like, he took out Yahiko's clone, but Nagato committed suicide. And Kaguya, they didn't even technically kill her, they just touched her, sealed her away.
Got it. Yeah.
I think as a war general, I prefer Kakashi, Tobirama.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Oh yeah, Tobirama. If you want to feel safe,
I want him as my leader.
Yeah.
Time frame. So like Danzo, I feel like yes, he wouldn't have been a successful Hokage during Hiruzen's era, because it was kind of peaceful during that era. Because he looks like a war veteran. His face is covered, all these scars and everything like that. But Danzo would have been a great Hokage during the Shinobi Wars. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what I think.
Alright.
So
I think we touched a good deal. So I feel like before we exceed our time and stuff like that, I want tell me your thoughts about, because it's really something that's still like itching my brain. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out. Tell me your thoughts on the ambitions of Itachi.
So Itachi, he is probably smarter than Shikamaru. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I feel like his smarts was probably his greatest strength. He's a tactician, and he had ability that he trained for, and some of it was natural. But I feel like his greatest strength was his smarts, and that was probably also one of his greatest weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Itachi is similar to Doctor Strange.
Okay.
In the sense, in like, he saw all these multiple
scenarios
outcomes, and this is the only one.
Yeah.
Itachi was kind of manipulated when he was young by Danzo to kill off the Uchiha. Because Hiruzen didn't do anything to kind of help defend that.
Yeah.
Hiruzen kept saying, "There's another way. We could wait.
What's the other way? Yeah.
We'll figure this out."
Yeah.
Don't do it. I'm gonna go on my lunch break now. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas Danzo was like, because the Nine Tails attacked like 7-8 years ago. And then Itachi killed Uchiha when he was like 13?
Okay.
So 13 years ago, the Nine Tails attacked. And since then, the Uchiha have been put into the corner of the village, and there's more surveillance on them. And the Uchiha themselves was preparing for a battle or trying to do that. And Fugaku was like, "Yo, man, let's just wait. Let's figure it out." But then Fugaku started being like, "You know what? We should do this. We gotta figure this out, but we should do this." You know what I'm saying? So time was just ticking. You know what I'm saying? Got it. Itachi, being smart, he realized that one, if the Uchiha go to war, and he saw war at a very young age, at like 4. He saw people on the battlefield dying. He tried to offer a ninja water. The ninja saw his headband, realized he was a leaf, tried to kill Itachi. Itachi killed him with quickness. Itachi's like, "Well, why did he try to kill him? Like, I don't understand." So he saw war at a very young age, and he was a pacifist at nature. He's like, "Yo, I don't want this to happen." He realized if the Uchiha went to war with the leaf, it would be, not only will a lot of people die in the leaf, but other villages are going to try to jump the leaf. They're like, "Oh, they weak. They have infighting. But now's the time to
true.
That cause like even bigger war." So he was like, he probably looked at all the options, and he started bugging out. You know what I'm saying? When they pulled up to his door, and they were like, "Hey, we found a note, and it said Shisui done killed himself." He thought he was like, "Dang, that sucks.
That was his boy.
Are you here?" Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They know that Itachi watched Shisui kill himself, and he tried to stop him. I feel like he could try a little bit harder. But I think he was just so shocked that Shisui just jumped off the waterfall. He was like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
He took his eye out, gave it to him, and Itachi was like, "Okay. So what are you gonna do now?" Yeah. And then, I think he's still shocked about the whole thing happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think Itachi was like, it makes sense. I think he knew that, like, he didn't know why he was doing it, but he was like, if Shisui's about to kill himself, it's for a reason. Let me not get in the way of that reason.
But I think he instinctively, like, that's his friend, so he tried.
Yeah.
So that probably happened like a night before, 2 nights before, and they're gonna pull up to his house and say, "Huh, we saw a note that has Shisui's handwriting saying he's gonna kill himself." Someone with the Sharingan, it should be easy to do that. Itachi's still grieving about this. You know what I'm saying? He's like, "I don't want to kill my family. Danzo wants me to kill my family. Shisui just killed himself. Danzo took Shisui's eye, so he's making this much more. Yeah. Like, our backup plan is not even gonna work." And they had the nerve to come to my place and say that I done killed my best friend. So Itachi started, "Yo, say what you gotta say. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest." And they're like, "Well, I think you killed." And Itachi smacked the floor with them. Yeah. And he went on his rant saying, "Listen, this village, this is Uchiha, that y'all are crazy. Y'all gonna get yourselves killed." And then his dad pulls up, and he's like, "You know what, Dad? You can get the smoke too. I'm tired." Itachi was at his breaking point right there. And then Sasuke pulled up, and he's like, "Yo, Itachi, what's going on?" And then Itachi's like, "Oh crap, I'm so sorry. I've been stressed out lately." So it was a turbulent time. This dude was like he was like 13.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
At 13, I was deciding if I want to eat a PB&J sandwich or a pizza for lunch. No?
Yeah, true.
And he had the weight of the world on his hands. You know what I'm saying? And he knew Sasuke was an innocent individual, and he loved him because he's his little brother. And he was like, Sasuke has nothing to do with this conflict. So he was like, yo, Danzo, if I kill off all the Uchiha, will you save my, like, will Sasuke be fair?
Yeah.
And Danzo, that's the only way that can happen. Or, you could try fight.
So, like...
So Itachi did what he had to do, reluctantly.
So Itachi felt like there's no... Because I'm still trying to understand, right? Because it's kind of like a chicken or the egg kind of situation when it comes to, like, the conflict between the Uchiha and the Leaf Village as a whole, right? Because to me, right, is it because Uchiha felt like they were getting the short end of the stick when it came to, like, living within the village? That's the reason why they were like, yo, it's time to revolt. Because it sounded like Danzo was on some type of, like, this is what the Uchiha do type beat. This is who they are at their nature. They will try to fight back against us no matter how good they have it, right? So it's just kind of like, it's kind of weird to me that it's like, is it the fact that the Uchiha was like, man, they have us just being police, but they out here just having us be police so that they can, like, look at us and, like, know exactly where we are at the old time. We're on this particular section of the village. They make it seem like they're giving us the good, but we're having all these restrictions on us. And I wonder if it would have changed if the Uchiha was considered more beneficial, because I guess that was the original plan when the Leaf Village was created. You had Madara and you had Harashimama. I can't pronounce his name. It's crazy.
Hashirama? Oh, yo, now you got me mixed up. Hashirama.
Hashirama. Like, they were both supposed to be unified forces, and so, like, the Uchiha was one of the founding families or founding clans to the Leaf, and so I guess over the generations they got pushed back so much just because of, mainly starting from Tobirama's fear of them. Mainly so, right? It's like Tobirama was the one that was, like, out here low-key in the background, kind of like, yeah, let's adjust some things over the generations so that the Uchiha gets pushed out a little bit more. And, you know, because that's what I remember, they were made in charge of the police force, but it was made so that they can be watched out more critically in case they, like, go crazy.
Alright, this is what I think.
Okay.
It's all Madara's fault. No, maybe not all Madara's fault. It's kind of Izuna's fault. Madara's brother. So,
yeah.
You know, they're fighting back to back. Tobirama catches a body. He kills Izuna. And, you know, he's dying. And at that point, Madara's like, yo, I just lost my brother. We're clearly losing these wars. You know, Hashirama, maybe we should. Hashirama's like, yo, let's stop this. Come on, man. Really, let's just stop this. And, you know, Madara's about to wave his hand like, no, I give up. And then Izuna had a nerve on his deathbed to be like, no, we will fight to the very end. And then, you know, Madara goes back to Izuna. He dies. He takes Izuna's eyes, Izuna off his own. And then, you know, Madara feel like he's the strongest man now. So he gets a huge power increase.
Right.
He pulls up to the Leaf again. Well, not Leaf yet. He pulls up to Hashirama again. And Hashirama's like, Tobirama's like, okay, nah, this guy. Wow, I can't fight this guy.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, big bro, you got this, man.
Yeah.
I handle your light work. Don't handle my light work. You got this. So, you know, Hashirama, who didn't get a major power increase, he just naturally that strong, does the whole 1,000 golem thing and takes down Madara. So he took down Madara, and Madara had the nerve on the deathbed to say some wild stuff like, I will never forgive y'all. If you want me to forgive you, kill yourself or your brother. And we'll call it even. And Tobirama's like, yo, if you don't just stop this guy out.
Yeah, that's true.
He had a nerve. He just died. What are you talking about? Hashirama was like, yo, I appreciate you giving me the option to kill myself versus my brother. You a real one. And Hashirama had a nerve to almost try to kill himself. Tobirama said, you serious right now? Tobirama realistic.
Yeah.
Hold on. You just beat this man in the fight. He came to you, and now you about to kill yourself? If we always kill this man, so Hashirama about to commit suicide, Madara stops and everything like that. And Yeah, things are looking kind of good.
Mm-hmm.
But Madara and Tobirama still ain't never messed with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Understandably, Tobirama killed Madara's friend, his brother, and like probably other Uchiha.
Yeah.
Most importantly, his brother. And Tobirama looking at Madara like, yo, this guy is a loose cannon. Like, yo, he might just explode anytime. Because Uchiha are emotional creatures.
Yeah, yeah.
And he mad emotional. he mad emotional. You know what I'm saying? So, Madara overhears Tobirama talking to Hashirama saying, hey, man, we should keep an eye on Madara. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And probably the other Uchiha too, because they might get strong like Madara as well. You know what I'm saying?
True,
These guys
true.
are emotional.
True.
And Hashirama's like, yo, did you sense anybody? And Tobirama's like, nah, I ain't sense nobody. But Madara's right there, see the whole leaf and everything like that. So Madara's been trying to convince the Uchiha, like, yo, the leaf is going to treat us like crap. And Uchiha is like, yo, we're good.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So Madara goes crazy and then attacks Leaf with the nine-tailed fox.
Yes.
So if Madara just cool, the Leaf wouldn't have been like, okay, Uchiha, y'all kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Madara attacks Leaf with the nine-tailed fox, and Leaf officially the Leaf now, and he dies in that battle against Hashirama. So moving forward, I think some Uchiha is like, okay, he kind of just got killed. Like our main leader, the factor leader, kind of got killed by the Leaf, but we cool though, right?
Yeah.
And things are looking kind of good for the Uchiha. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think the Leaf past that, Tobirama as second Hokage, he said, okay, the Uchiha, y'all are strong. Y'all one of the strongest clans in the village. I'll give you a role to exercise your strength as the police force. Like, people will respect you and will kind of fear you. I mean, they police, so a lot of people be like, yo, F the police, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't on some, like, I hate you because you're Uchiha.
Yeah.
You're a police officer. I'm not trying to get arrested, so leave me alone. No,
Yeah. They
got that type of hate, not the, oh, you're Uchiha scum. It was never that. It was never that in the league. Uchiha was respected by most of these villages.
True.
They were envious or jealous of the Sharingan. They thought that was so cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Orochimaru, for example, he loved the Sharingan. You know what I'm saying? He was jealous of that. I think most of the Leaf vibe with the Uchiha, other than the cops. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
And then Madara, again, kidnapped Obito. Madara, again, put Obito on a path to, bring back the nine-tailed fox and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, Danzo them is like...
It always comes back to Madara.
Must have done this. And that's when they put them in little section them off in the corner of the village. And they're like, yo, these Uchiha are crazy.
Wow, it always comes back to Madara. Freak.
Yes, he really ruined it for the Uchiha.
Damn, because I always saw it as like, it kind of is still like this, the idea of like, oh, you do something bad to me, so I'm gonna do something bad to you, so it's like, and I feel like Madara kind of had that super amplified, like he couldn't break out of that cycle of like, they are going to do something bad to me, they are going to do something bad to my people, like it's going to happen. That's why ultimately Madara was like, his way of breaking the cycle was, let's put everybody in the genjutsu where it's literally impossible for anyone to do bad things to other people. So I feel like Madara he just couldn't break out of the reality that this is life. It's like they hurt us, we hurt them, and because like Madara was on some type of like, yo, I can't, my brother died, yo. So that's why he even asked Hiroshi, the first Hokage. Well, he asked the first Hokage, like, yo, bro, the only way this ends is if you kill your brother or you kill yourself. And he was like, oh, that's it? That's all I gotta do? Alright, say less. The man was like ready. He was like, oh shit, Madara was like, this man's real. This man's like actually like about to do it. And I think the first Hokage was that person that was like, yo, let this cycle end with me. But then I don't think Tobirama was kind of feeling that. He wasn't feeling that idea like, yo, if they still do something, I gotta do something in return. Even if it's like minute or political, I gotta do it.
Well, Tobirama realized that he's not as strong as his brother. I think Hashirama was able to have that type of energy because he was the strongest person at the time.
Yeah.
It's easy for a strong person to be like, it's gonna be okay.
That's true.
We
That's
have
true.
nothing to worry about. Of course, you have nothing to worry about. You heal automatically.
Yeah.
I'm in the forest. I shoot water out my hands. I run fast. There's no comparison.
Right.
Tolirama was like, eventually Hashirama will die because people die.
Yeah.
So we gotta make sure we set up precaution for if, in the case the Uchiha were to go, a Uchiha member was to go crazy, the leaf has a chance of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I will not always be around. I'm probably gonna die eventually. So I'm trying to do the best for the Uchiha as well as the leaf. But Hashirama's strength blinded him. He's just like, yeah, I mean, we got nothing to worry about. Come on, it's a nine-tailed fox. Who's scared of a nine-tailed fox?
It's just a fox. Y'all scared of a fox?
Exactly. I have the nine-tailed beasts as pets. Like, and he doesn't realize he's the outlier. No one else does that.
That is true. He had the privilege of just strength. He just had to. He's like,
what are you worried about?
Yeah. They bring an army, I summon a god. Like, what's the issue? Like, damn, it really was like that. So it's like
he has Mangekyou Sharingan. All right, okay, I have a tree. And that's why Hashirama was a cool Hokage to have during peace times, but he just didn't get it. He was too strong. He just didn't get it.
Yeah, he was too unrelatable in terms of his strength that allowed him to be idealistic. It was like, yo, why can't this life exist?
He's like Superman. He's like Superman, and Togurama was like Batman. Batman's like, yo, we gotta have these precautions. And there's a whole movie about Batman against the Justice League because his plans get stolen, and they're all like, why would you have contingency plans against us? He's like, y'all are a threat.
Y'all are a problem.
Why would I have a contingency plan against y'all? So, Togurama's the Batman of the Hokage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes him like, yo, it's like when you really think about like every Justice League side note, when you really think about every Justice League characters, like all of them, if they woke up and was like, man, we don't need the world today. Like
they woke up and chose violence.
Like I think about it, like Superman chooses violence, he could easily in a one day like clap a country. If the Flash chose violence, he could easily in like less than a second go back in time and kill some presidents. It's just like like Batman's like, yo, listen.
Why not have contingency plans against these people?
Yeah, Batman's like, yo, bro, I'm just a human. Like, the contingency plan against me is like, Superman just punched me in the chest. Like, that's the
it ain't that deep.
It ain't that deep.
Flash, you move faster than the speed of light. My jets don't move that fast.
Yo, oh my gosh. But yeah, that's crazy. Do you think it was purely Itachi's will? Or it was like more of like, because like, what's the difference between, I just don't get why Itachi decided to go with the benefit of the village over the benefit of his clan. Like, why was the village's success and prosperity more beneficial than his clan's success and prosperity?
I think Itachi just did the numbers. Because it wasn't going to be just the clan. If he sided with the clan, a lot of them would die due to the village.
True.
And a lot of the village members would die. And then the outside people would jump in and they would die as well.
Right.
So I feel like if he could just secure his clan safety and there would be no deaths about the clan, I feel like that's a different conversation. But I think the options Itachi presented was everybody dies, or a lot of people die, or just his clan dies. And Sasuke stays alive. Because with everybody dying, Sasuke is not guaranteed to live.
Yeah.
He's a little kid, he probably get off real quick. You know what I'm saying? Versus just the Uchiha, except for Sasuke. So when you compare it like that, I mean, it's an easy choice to make. Your little brother staying alive, or your little brother dying. And, so he chose his little brother.
Yeah.
It sucks that he was put in that predicament. If Hiruzen did a better job as Hokage, and if it wasn't for Madara,
that's true,
i.e. Obito, they wouldn't have been in that situation. But it's just real world ramifications based off the choices that Obito and Madara made. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Whoa. That's compelling. That's compelling as heck. Okay.
So Itachi, he's a real one. He's a tragic hero. I wish. I think I read somewhere that Naruto or Kakashi kind of made Itachi into like they made sure he wasn't a criminal after he died.
That's good.
They didn't necessarily say that the Leaf was corrupt and they caused Itachi to kill off the Uchiha, but I think they made sure he was no longer a criminal.
Okay.
So his name himself isn't like desecrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't put a statue erecting about Itachi because Itachi saved the world twice. He stopped the world from war, and when he came back to life or as a zombie, he ended the war by taking out all the zombies.
Like, how smart this man gotta be to be like, in case I die and they happen to bring me back to life, let me establish this bird in Naruto to wake me up and give me control of my body. How smart you gotta be that, like, yeah, reincarnation's a thing. Let me put some safeguards in place. In case they bring back my body, let me put some safeguards back in place.
But the thing was, that wasn't even meant for him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's meant for Sasuke, yeah.
It was meant for Sasuke, and he was like, wait, Naruto, you hadn't ran to Sasuke yet? And I was like, no. He's like, oh, bet. He's like, I guess this could work on me too. You know what I'm saying? So, was it? I think the safeguard, the Shisu's Mangekyo was either set that whenever they run into Itachi's eyes, maybe Itachi knew that Sasuke was going to take his eye after he died. He figured probably EMS, or maybe it was just like if he saw a Sharingan. But I think if he saw Itachi's eye,
yeah, I think it's Itachi's eyes it would activate. And what was the program was the Genjutsu was
to protect the leaf. Yeah. So even in that, he was like.
So even in that, like, he wasn't expecting to give Sasuke that free will type beat. He was like...
He wasn't. And I think at the end of his life, or his second life, he realized that he's been going about that the wrong way. Maybe he realized that potentially Sasuke could have had a better alternative versus killing off all the Uchiha. Itachi was like, yo, he's a little kid. He doesn't know any better. He hasn't, like... He can't give me advice for this. I'm Hokage brain level. Like, I don't think he was belittling Sasuke when he thought of him like that.
Yeah.
To be realistic, he's a little kid. What type of advice would he give in this situation? But when he came back to life the second time, he was like, "Yo, Sasuke, I'm sorry for always trying to control every action you did. And every time I tried to control you, you went a whole alternate path.
Yeah.
I told you to kill your best friend. You came to me without the Mangekyo Sharingan, and you still try to fight me. I thought after you killed me, you'd be back with the Leaf, but you end up being a war criminal Leaf after you. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, every time I try to create a path for you, you went a different path. So for that, I'm sorry. And for moving forward, whatever you decide to do, I would it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Itachi showing again was like a very mature, a more mature version of who he originally was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He gave Naruto advice. Naruto was like, I can handle all this stuff by myself. And he's like, yo, you sound like Madara right now. Keep it 100 with you. This is something Madara would say. And Naruto's like, man, you right. Itachi keeping up with Killer Bee and Naruto against Pain, against Nagato. And you know, Itachi's the weakest out of the three of them. He's like, yo, listen, this is what we have to do.
Yeah. And everyone was like, listen to Itachi. Yeah.
And they listen to Itachi, you know what I'm saying? Like, Itachi can't shoot a ball of chakra to destroy a nation. He can't do that. True. 8 Tails and 9 Tails do that. But they're like, yo, Itachi, he's that guy. So. The only thing I wish was that in Boruto, when Sasuke and Boruto went back to the past, I wish they had an interaction with Itachi. That's all I wanted. That didn't happen.
Yeah. Just to talk to him.
Every episode in that arc to see like, yo, will they? No. Just wasted opportunity.
Will Itachi just come with his hat with the white paper strips and just pass it by? And then imagine Itachi be like, Itachi would be like, you don't look like you're from this timeline. He would say something.
Itachi would recognize. Because Sasuke probably like,
Yeah.
Itachi would probably been like, wait a minute. They could have done so much with that.
That's true. They could have been like, I thought you were gonna be like everything went according to plan then.
yeah. He might have hit himself with a genjutsu, look into like a water. You see the Mangekyou Sharingan, hit himself with a Tsukiyomi, something like that.
Wow.
He saw me be like, yo, what just happened? Like, nothing. And then just keep walking. Know what I'm saying?
Yo.
So much.
Yeah, because like Itachi would be the type to be like, let me have a full conversation with my brother, tell him how much I actually care about him, and then I'll just hit myself with the genjutsu and forget the whole thing.
Yes, because he'd be like, I shouldn't know this.
Yeah. That's crazy. All right. Well, we've been recording for a little bit of time, and I think this is a good video to start off with ambition. I think next time we could talk a little bit about other series. I want to get into like One Piece, because that is a big series when it comes to talking about the idea of like ambition. Like ambition actually is like one of the core power systems of One Piece when it comes to Conqueror's Haki. So that's something we could talk about in the next podcast when we're referring to ambition and other characters as well. But yeah, this was a great conversation.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I skim One Piece. Like I would say, I read Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
I skim One Piece.
Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm the most educated in terms of One Piece, but I do know a lot of the core stuff about One Piece, and I feel like I can add some stuff to the conversation. So when we get there, we'll get there. And for everyone that is listening to this podcast at home, watching it on YouTube, we don't have a place where we put it up yet, but in the future we will have a place where we put up the audio versions to this. Yeah. So if you have any thoughts or opinions about what we talked about or anything like that, make a comment down below, and both me and Dr. Griffs will be in the comment section discussing things with you guys and like adding to the conversation, and potentially we'll talk about some things that you guys added in the next podcast as well. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about these discussions. Let us know what you guys think about our podcast so far. And we are the village hidden within the Skreets, and if you want to join the village, you can always hit that nice little red button down there, right in the corner right there. You can just like just like hit that real quick. It's really quick to do so, and you can join in the discussions in the future. Dr. Griffs, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, thank you for listening, and let us know what you want to talk about next time, and hope this is a fun. I like talking to the band, you know what I'm saying? So I look forward to our next conversation.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. All right.
Subscribe to our individual channels.
Oh yes. So down in the description, you'll also find links to both Dr. Griffs and my personal channels, and down below we'll also put a link to the Village in the Skreets Instagram as well, so that way you can like check us out there and see the different posts we put up as well. Don't have a Twitter yet, potentially in the future we'll do so. But yeah, let us know in the comment section down below what you thought about these topics and these videos, and you definitely will be hearing our voice again in the future. We don't have a particular outro just yet, so we're just gonna say see you later, and appreciate you guys. All right.
Yes,
Peace.